Get into the Word. Genesis chapter 12. Turn there. I'm going to begin a series that'll take probably, I don't know, 2 to 3 to maybe even 4 weeks to get through the whole thing. But there's some things in Genesis chapter 12 that we need to recognize and pay attention to. And we want to talk about fulfilling prophetic destiny. You hear me talk, you've heard me for years. If you heard me at all, you've heard me talk about destiny. You've heard me talk about fulfilling destiny, fulfilling the destiny that God has for your life, that God has a purpose and a destiny for every single human being that's been conceived. God has a destiny for them, which tells me another reason that abortion is wrong. Because when babies are aborted, these abortionists are playing God. They don't have that right. They don't have that. That's not within their power to do so. Oh, they have the power to take life, but that's not in their authority to do so. Only God has the power to do that, because God has every baby that's being conceived. God has a divine plan and purpose for that baby. And so when abortion takes place, that baby's life is snuffed out. That means that God's will and God's purpose and God's intention for that particular baby has been derailed because of sin, because of human or actual demonic activity, really, having influence on human beings. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off sidetracking him, but I did. But we want to talk about fulfilling prophetic destiny. Abraham is a great example of that. Abram, as he's known here before his name was changed. And so I don't want to rush through it. That's why we're going to do it in a series, because I don't want to leave a stone unturned. I want to really break this down, and let's really take a good look, because there are some things that all of us can pull from this and learn from this in Genesis chapter 12 alone. J.P. Free, in his writing in archaeology and Bible history, he wrote this, and I jotted it down so I could just read it, because I sure couldn't remember to quote it. He said, Abram's hometown was Ur of the Chaldees. As a result of extensive archaeological excavations there by C. Leonard Woolley in 1922 to 1934, a great deal is known about Abram's background. Space will not permit more than a glimpse at excavated Ur, but a few items will show the high state of civilization. Now get this, we're talking well over 4,000 years ago. He says the entire house of the average middle-class person had from 10 to 20 rooms and measured 40 to 52 feet. To me, that's a mansion. I mean, 10 to 20 rooms at 40 to 52 feet. Whew. That was a house of a house clean, lady. Listen, that was the average middle-class family of that day. The average middle-class family, they can't go anything near that. It says the lower floor was for servants, the upper floor for the family, with 5 rooms for their use. Additionally, there was a guest chamber and a lavatory reserved for visitors, and a private chapel. The average middle-class person. A school was found, and what the student studied was shown by the clay tablets discovered there. In the days of Abram, the pupils had reading, writing, and arithmetic just like today. They learned the multiplication and division tables, and even worked at square and cube root. I don't even know how to do that. A bill of lading about 2040 BC, about the era in which Abram is believed to have lived, showed that the commerce of that time was far-reaching. Even the name Abraham has been found on the excavated clay tablets. So, 4,000 years ago, these people weren't cavemen dummies. Okay? They were working on math that our kids work on nowadays. Some of them probably were better at it than what some of us are nowadays. And so archaeology is an amazing thing. And how many of you know that archaeology, the more it takes place and the more these guys dig, the more they find out that the Bible is really true. That the Bible supports everything they find, and everything they find supports the Bible. It all kind of works interactively. I don't need archaeology to tell me the Word of God is true. I don't need that, but it's kind of good to have it to let us know. So, I wanted to read that as an introduction to Abram, to give you an idea of Abram's surroundings, of the place he came out of. We'll get into a little bit more of that in a little bit. Even though everyone's individual destiny is different. We all have a corporate destiny, but our individual destinies differ from one person to another in various ways, to various degrees. There are some, we all have differences in those individual destinies, but there are some phases that we all experience. There are phases in fulfilling our destiny that we go through. And let me qualify that by saying this, for those who truly are pursuing God's destiny for their life. There are phases that we all experience, or if or when we are pursuing the plan of God for our life. So, let's take a look for a little bit at the call of Abraham.